Okay, let me ask you, what's your thought on this issue of LC2 and the people that FIFA has given the rights for broadcast, and they've refused to sell at a rate that broadcasting organization is saying is sensible, logical, and realistic? What's your own thought about it?
I think this problem has been in the making for a while, and I think it has to do with the kind of bids that African countries and some business people put forward to CAF. Because I know that 12, 15 years ago, these bids were very, very minimal. And when these companies come to Nigeria, they maximize the profits they make. And so I think from 10, 12 years ago, both CAF and the TV partners I think they noted that Nigerian brands started to compete with themselves on who gets the rights to bring the matches to Nigeria, and so the bids, the kind of money we're offering them starts to go up. Mm-hmm. So maybe they are thinking, okay, maybe there's money to be made there. I think that's where the problem.
But even if
it caused our own problem.
Yeah. No, if I would like to add, while I agree with Buddy, the issue also is that the LC2 are not being realistic, in my view. You want people to pay 6 million euros, which in my calculation is about 1.2 billion naira. How are they going to make the money back? Then they come here and they start talking, well, in Angola, government did it. I think they just felt that if they came here last minute and they felt Nigerian TV stations would be desperate to have this. It's a business, but they don't have, even if they can't have the kind of money, you have not given them enough lead time to try and make the money back. You're coming here, you should have done that like September, October. So everybody has like one whole quarter of 3 months to try and market them. But the figure is not realistic. Even the 1.5 million euros that I think Bond offered, for me, that was a fantastic figure for them to have put up, because it's difficult to make the money back. Advertising budget is shrinking. The Super Eagles are not exactly a high commodity at the moment. So it's not realistic. And then they know that. They also know that they have tournament sponsors. Part of what they sell to tournament sponsors is the fact that 300 million people will watch on terrestrial TV in Africa. Maybe out of that 300 million, 150 million is from Nigeria.
From Nigeria alone.
And if you don't show it in Nigeria, your tournament sponsors are going to ask you questions. So they needed to be realistic about the expectations. But honestly, left to me, maybe if we call their bluff this time, they'll be more realistic the next time. Because you can't close your business because you want to show 5, 6, 7 matches of the Super Eagles within 3 weeks. And I don't think government should bankroll things like this, because it's a business. They are trying to hedge on the fact that, okay, but government will say, okay, this is a national interest thing and all that. But that's throwing money down the drain, in my view. So that's my opinion on it. We should call their bluff.
I would be asking you as well, but in terms of who is the loser in this, is it Nigerian fans who are Eagle fans, or the LC2 and FIFA who should actually be developing football?
LC2 and especially CAF, because if it's not shown in Nigeria, you're going to answer questions from your sponsors. Tournament sponsors are going to see 150 million people were shut up. So what am I paying for? That's one. 2, I like to say this, maybe a lot of people would like that, but if you're a real football fan, this tournament is going to be on terrestrial TV. The average football fan, on cable TV.
They'll still find
the
a
average
way
football
to
fan
watch
will
it.
find a way to watch it. If
Of
he has
course they
to
will.
climb, if he has to run a marathon or swim a whole sea, he will get to watch the matches.
Find the tallest tree and
You understand? He will get to watch the match.
window.
Like English Premiership matches. Terrestrial TV shows only one match on a Saturday. Most of the big matches like this weekend are on Sunday. The average football fan, it's inconvenient. It's not exactly the same. But we cannot say because you want Nigerian fans to see, like I'm talking about TV stations, you can't run your business down because you want to satisfy people. It's a business. And if the figures don't add up, you don't do it.
Okay, let me ask you then, what's your thought about the issue of Nigerian television station not wanting to pay out money for rights to football games? What's your thought about it? Not even just television, the media generally.
I think it has to do with what they have to work with. Like you said, advertisement budgets are shrinking, and if they are not sure they can make the money back,
I'm sorry to break in. When you have satellite channels being able to bankroll it one way or the other, are they doing it at a loss?
They depend on subscribers. Their numbers are
Right now, I was going to say that's why the mobile TV thing is being marketed now, because they know that for the average Nigerian, you want to watch a Nations Cup matches, just buy one, and in the comfort of your house, it's running on batteries. It's not dependent on NEPA. So we are actually creating business for other countries, because that's what a lot of people, I know that's what a lot of people are doing now. To watch the Nations Cup, hey, just buy one, pay some amount for subscription, and you can watch. NEPA takes light. It doesn't even bother you because it's charged already. It's in your hand. Anywhere you can carry it around. So by not getting this, we are creating more business for the countries, for the people. It's as simple as that.
So what should we be doing? Because I seriously don't like the idea of saying what should government do.
Exactly.
Because I don't like it. But
One,
what should we be doing as a people, practitioners in the industry?
Well, I'll maintain my position as saying, as practitioners, we want to run a business at a profit. The rights holders, I think, must have a realistic value of their rights. For instance, even if they sold this thing 3 months ago at 6 million euros, that's about 1.2 billion naira. How are we as broadcasters going to make that kind of money back? Talk less of a profit. The figures they are banding about is unrealistic. It doesn't add up. How many advertisers are we going to give to? And this is an event for 3 weeks. English Premiership is weekly exposure for 10 months. Advertisers get more value for money. This is a 3-week event. No matter how much value you're getting for it, more exposure, it only lasts 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you still have 52
and
weeks, the rest of the year. And the number of A-grade matches, if you take out Nigeria, take out Ghana, take out Cote d'Ivoire, some of the other matches, Niger, Republic playing Burkina Faso,
who cares?
Exactly. So we've got to be realistic. The rights holder marketers have got to be realistic. They want to maximize profit. Then they come here and start talking about go and talk to your government. That's not business. They shouldn't come here and be telling us go and tell your government to pay, because they did in Angola and a couple of other countries. Because in Angola, the government just told the NMPC, in quotes, NMPC version of Angola, to bankroll it. But we don't do things like that here anymore, thankfully. There is proper accountability. There's due process. You can't just do things like that. Yeah. And I'm sure, even if the president wants it to be done, the president can't just say, okay, take 6 million euros, go and pay for TV rights. He can't do that here. Maybe, so because they do it elsewhere, they shouldn't come with the mindset that, hey, we'll do it here. And they themselves, knowing how critical Nigeria is to their overall market, should come here with a bit of respect and a bit of restraint and a bit of reality in terms of the value they put to their figures.
But they know just how much Nigerians love football.
Yeah, and that is why they sold part of the overall rights at 150 million Nigerians. I'll be watching. They should have made it possible for us to watch by being, like I said, it's like I want to sell this wristwatch, and I tell you, come and bring 2 million naira. No matter how much you love the wristwatch, you're not likely to pay. So no matter how much you love football, at the end of the day, channels pays that kind of money, and you have your fingers burned at the end of the day. Who's going to pay at the end of the day? The fans have watched, they have enjoyed it, and then the danger there is that, God help you, if Nigeria gets knocked out in the first round, advertisers pull out their money.
I was going to say that.
This happened to us before. 2002, we had a TV show, 2002 World Cup. It was broadcast, was a syndicated show and all that. Nigeria got knocked out in the first round, and a profit on paper turned to a loss in reality. And it took us 2 years to recover from it. So it's a business.
It is a business.
It's not just something people just throw money at and run away from. It's a business, and LC2 and whoever is selling the rights should realize, and we're not Europe or America where advertising budgets are big and huge and fantastic.
Yeah. Billions. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll have to begin to wrap up now. So I will ask this question now. In terms of the kind of team that you expect the coach to put together, who are the people you expect to see in the starting lineup?
Starting lineup?
Yes.
Before I answer that question, let me say that the biggest mistake Keshi will make is to play what we call the diamond formation.
Okay.
That's 4-5-1 with Mikel Obi at the tip of diamond.
No, you can play, but if Miguel is at the base of the base.
I said the biggest mistake would be to play him at the tip of diamond. By that, we mean that
he's not a striker.
No, he's not.
Yeah, oh, okay, as
yeah,
the
To play
defensive
as a
midfielder.
creative
as a
midfielder,
creative
so to speak.
midfielder, so to say, because Mikel has not been creating anything for a while now. I think the last 2 matches he played, he acquitted himself well by playing. He was arguably our best passer on the pitch, but he can do that from playing deep, not from playing just behind the striker, which is what we have been trying to make him do all this while. Now, the second mistake the coach will make is to play 2 wingers, knowing that Mikel Obi is always going to start, and Mikel Obi is not going to mark anybody. He does his marking at Chelsea. When it comes to the Super Eagles, he doesn't do much marking. So if he plays 2 wingers and plays Mikel Obi, that's 2-man shots, because the winger is out wide, Mikel Obi is not marking, our midfield is going to be overrun.
It's going to be porous.
Exactly. So it should please
mind how he
play
uses
one
Mikel.
Exactly. but I do think that Nigeria should play 4-4-2, which is what we are well known for with a winger, 2 defensive midfielders, and then 2 strikers. He does that. I don't care who he puts on it. I mean, the team will practically pick itself. As it is now, because I know that the home base, the players he play from the Nigerian league will probably play more in the defense than in any of the forward positions. The only Nigerian player he can play in midfield is Ruben, and I think he's injured now. He has a bit of a groin injury. He's not fully recovered yet, so he's going to play the guys that we know going forward.
Okay, so final word.
Final word to Nigerians: expect to enjoy the African Nations Cup. Don't raise your expectations too high about the Super Eagles. They should get through the first round. Anything from the quarterfinal stage is a bonus.
Okay, we have to leave it there, and we want to say thank you very much. It's final bit on the show this morning. We've had 2 fantastic analysts join us today. Deji Omotoyibo, sports independent producer, thank you very much, and of course Bode Oguntoye, who's a sports analyst. We do thank you very much, both of you, for coming, and we're hoping Nigeria will make a good showing. Not necessarily win anything, but a good showing.
I'm playing the final.
Get lucky
our way
and
to the
play.
final.
Okay, thank you very much. And so, Alero, it's
So
another end of the show.
Yes, it's a wrap, as we say.
Yes.
And we'll bring you a fresh edition next Saturday. The good Lord being our strength. Have yourself a very happy weekend, and see you next week. I'm Alero Idu.
So my name is Kadi Akintemi. We're hoping that, as was said, Nigeria will fumble and wumble and find our way to the final. And if we do that, that will be awesome. But predictions from our people here is that we just might get to the quarterfinal.
Not likely to get that far.
My name is Kadi Akintemi. I'm wishing you a fantastic weekend. And Channels Television Forum is on Tuesday. Whoever you are, corporate leaders, join hands with us and be there. 6 p.m., 7 p.m. We'll be live on Channels Television. Have a good day and a great weekend.